Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're continuing on in our technique development series with Unit 3. Just to kind of remind you, first of all, I love practicing technique. Some teachers don't focus on it and don't think it's valuable because you can maybe develop your technique just by playing music, and that's true to a point. But we have a tendency to like favor certain fingers or play certain ways that maybe doesn't utilize and strengthen each digit on our fretting hand. And that was my main concept behind creating the technical development series. So today's technical development is a very interesting chromatic style exercise. The sheet music that's on my Patreon account is written for 4-string, but you'll see you'll be able to put it on any bass, 5-string, 6-string, 7-string, doesn't matter. So what is it? Really simple. And remember, we're going to stick with the one finger per fret. And if this is too much of a stretch, you have two choices. As always, I've mentioned before. You can play the first note, then just slide your hand up a little bit, then slide your hand up, and slide your hand up. Try to stretch, because ultimately this is where you're going to spend a lot of your bass playing years. So it's important for you to develop the stretch where your fingers can splay out. So this exercise starts where you're just going to be playing the first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret. Then you're going to go back and play the first two. We start every sequence by playing F and F sharp. Then move your ring finger to the next string and play the third and fourth frets. Go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see what's interesting here is as we're playing along, we're slowly developing this stretch too. So we have this stretch, but we also have this stretch where we're learning to pull these fingers back but keep these fingers extended, which happens a lot in our bass playing. And this is just one variation. I mean, obviously there's multiples, and I'll probably get around to them. So let's do this exercise together really slowly. So I'm going to just count 1, 2, 3, 4. Just go back to F and F sharp. Now switch to the A string, to the D string, and to the G string. Okay? Now when you want to come back down, you just invert the process, but this time you're always going to start with the G sharp and the A. Okay? So you're going to start, I'm going to count in fret numbers now. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now move 3, 4 to the next string. 1, 2, 3, 4, the next string. Now, depending on the time you have to commit to this practicing, there's a couple ways you can evolve it and make it even more valuable. One is you can just, let's say you don't have a lot of time because you want to get to other things. One of the things you can do is literally play up and back and then turn up the metronome. I do recommend starting really slowly. The written material is in eighth notes. So you might want to start like at 60 beats per minute and play eighth notes. And then go up and back. And if you played it well, no buzzes and rattles, no misfrets, then go to 70 beats per minute. And then do the same thing, up and back, just across the fingerboard and then back. And then go up 10 more beats. And keep doing that, go up 10 more beats. Now here's the clue though, and this is the key to success. Don't speed up if you didn't play it right. We always are fond of saying, practice makes perfect. But the entire quote is practice makes perfect only if it's perfect practice. We don't want to practice mistakes. And that sounds obvious, but I've seen a lot of students move on, like speed up, but they didn't play it correctly. So playing it faster does not guarantee you're going to play it correctly. In fact, probably the opposite. So, really focus on having clean notes and memorizing the pattern really well. And if you can execute it and not make any mistake, then you're going to speed up and go, as fast as you feel, you want to go or you have time for. If you start to feel a weakness in your hands, any kind of discomfort in your hands, stop, because you've probably pushed your hands to a point. We never want to play with pain, and we never want to play past, just feeling like, okay, a little bit tired there, I want to move on to something else. Now another way you can practice it is going up and back, leaving the metronome the way it is, go up a fret, up and back, go up a fret, up and back. Sometimes I'll do this if I have like important gig or a session coming up that I know is going to be quite technical. I'll take a handful of these exercises, start at a slow tempo, and go up a fret each time I've executed it all the way up to, I usually go to the 12th fret, And then I'll go back to the first fret, speed up the tempo, and do that. This is one of those exercises where you don't necessarily have to be plugged in. So if you want to practice it in front of the TV, or you're traveling and you don't have your amp with you, this is a good one you can do. There's, as you probably already know, there's great apps that have free metronomes on your phones. You can use a metronome there if you want to. So that's exercise 3, or unit 3, technical development. Use it if you wish. If it's just something that you don't think fits into your goals, as I said, your technique can improve and get better and better just by playing music. But I do warn you, sometimes you don't work each finger equally, and you can guarantee that this, at least in this segment of the advanced, or not advanced, the technical development, that you'll actually work each finger out and just have more capabilities, more options available to you. All right. So today's Encore item is another book. This one is another great way. It's funny that I didn't think about this when I chose it. It's just a fun book, and I like the author a lot. But if maybe like you just find technical exercises so boring, learning to play classical music can be really good for your technique. And because the melodies are so iconic and the music is so rich, it's sometimes less boring. The big challenge here is if you're not a sight reading bass player, you haven't yet learned to read standard notation. A lot of the classical books out there just have standard notation, so it's a resource that's not available to you at this time. Well, my friend Joaquin created the book Classical Masterpieces for Bass. Now, it's not a very thick book, and it's not a very expensive book. I think it's around 20 bucks. And it has a CD, so, or probably by now, if it's been re-released, it probably has some kind of online component, because I noticed a lot of the books are switching away from including CDs. But what he did is he took a handful of great classical pieces that you probably know, just even if you've never studied classical music, you've heard them in movies, on TV shows, on commercials, because these are really foundational classical pieces. But he did you guys a solid that don't read by including tablature. So with the tablature involved, it does make it more possible for you to learn. Now, it doesn't help if because tab doesn't convey like rhythm very well. So if you aren't a sight reading bass player, the recorded material is super important, because it will give you the rhythms to play. Now, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit. I really think it's important for you to learn to sight read if bass is something you want to do for the rest of your life. And you might say, well, I'm not going to go to music school. I'm not going to be a session bass player. I just want to play in my bar band, or I just want to, write songs, my own songs, which is great and awesome, and I always encourage that. But don't let the concept of learning reading feel like that's extraneous. That's something that's going to delay your other desires. It's going to enhance your other desires. It's going to make possible your access to a lot of great material. It's going to deepen your understanding of rhythm, melody, harmony, in a way that I haven't found any other way to do it. But by learning to sight read, it really expanded my overall musicianship, and I really like it. I mean, it really is almost a Zen study for me to sight read, because it gets all my focus on the music, and I can block out stresses of the day, or problems or whatever. So that's my soapbox. Consider it. I am planning on doing a unique how to read through this video channel. It's going to definitely require that you subscribe to Everything Bass on patreon.com, which is patreon.com/everythingbass, capital E, capital B. So when I launch that series, you're going to want to download that music, and there's going to be a lot of resources. I won't give it away because that's not what this unit's for, but look for that in the future. So Classical Masterpieces for Bass, a great resource, fun, cool way to learn classical music if you don't sight read. And of course, Technical Development 3. I sure hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm really enjoying putting them out there. I love the comments I've been getting. I also love the criticism, and I'm working on all those things that you guys are suggesting. Remember to comment below with any concepts, any questions, anything. Don't let it, let's get a conversation going. Don't let it be one way, because I can't help you. I can help you to a point, but I think I can help you more if you make comments. I'll check them as soon as they go up. I'll do my best to check them. The other thing is, if you do want to support the channel, it's really helpful, more than you guys might even realize, that if you could just hit like on every video you watch, that really helps grow the channel. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I do post more. And I've mentioned before, I do have a patreon.com/everythingbass, and that's where you can get more resources that I can't give you through just videos. Through a small subscription fee, monthly subscription fee, you'll actually be able to get access to all my written materials and other resources that I have up there. All right, well, there you have it. More technique development to kind of hopefully break through some physical barriers that are keeping you from expressing all the music that you feel inside you. I really enjoy this time together, and I look forward to getting together with you in the future. Thanks so much.